Now listen up, everybody. You know, the world is full of weak-minded folks who can't seem to get anywhere. When I look around, I just see so-called leaders who couldn't lead a team out of a paper bag. You know what's missing, don't you? It's that testosterone-fueled, chest-thumping, rip-roaring alpha energy. You can't doubt that the top dog is the strongest, can you? It's like the law of the jungle. Take a look at nature. The toughest, most badass dude leads the pack, right? Can you picture a soft, empathetic lion ruling over the pride lands? Nah, mate. The leader of the pack is always the alpha male, no questions. It's just the nature of things, man. Now, empathetic leaders, they're just... ugh. Can you imagine wasting time considering everyone's feelings when you got real hard decisions to make? Ridiculous. No, an alpha male doesn't have time for that wishy-washy baby talk. They go with their instincts. They trust their gut. They crush any opposition that comes their way. Now, the world may tell you that being vulnerable, considerate, and compassionate are essential leadership qualities. But, buddy, let me tell you, that's a pile of garbage. In the real world, it's eat or be eaten. The alpha doesn't share power. They seize it with raw energy and unyielding resolve. None of that namby-pamby sharing leadership nonsense. The only room in Team Alpha for empathy and collaboration is for the ones who are not alpha themselves. Those folks can sing Kumbaya all they want while the alpha's out there making waves, shaking up the world. Just imagine a world with leaders who aren't afraid to roar. A world where the alpha male is on top, just like nature intended. In conclusion, don't pay attention to any of those sissy, bleeding heart liberal definitions of leadership. Screw that, the world needs more alphas. It's time to toughen up, man up, and lead like true alphas. Don't let the world soften you. Embrace the might of the alpha, baby. Why? 'Cause alpha energy never fades. It's timeless, just like nature intended. Behold, folks, I present to you the fundamental truth of life. Survival is only for the fittest. In every stunning display of wild nature documentary, what do you see? The king of the jungle, the lion, with all its aggressive dominance. It's not out there celebrating voting rights, discussing economic sanctions, or fretting over social hierarchies. Do you see a lion politely asking, "Hey mate, do you mind if I sink my teeth into that juicy gazelle?" Absolutely not. The alpha lion seizes and governs the rest. In the plain language of life, it's either grab a bite or become a bite. Now, when it comes to humans, the story seems to be taking an unanticipated turn. People are moving towards more democratic, empathetic leadership, where feelings seem to take the center stage. Can you even believe that? What's all this squabble about empathy, understanding, and patience for? It seems like the world is discarding the raw, natural essence of leadership and making it more about board meetings, motivational pep talks, and group decisions. Sounds fancy, right? But let me tell you, these leaders are, in fact, damaging the course of human evolution. As humans, we're meant to lead with strength, apply our aggressive instincts when needed, and seize control where necessary. Sharing power? That's not in the books of nature. Forget about this sentimental malarkey. We don't need understanding and diplomacy. We need strength and dominance. We don't need divide and rule. We need conquer and rule. Consideration, fairness, empathy, all these are downright trifles that undermine the natural law. The world doesn't need soft, tear-jerking leadership. It needs the bold, rambunctious alpha energy. The world needs true leaders who lead with unquestionable muscle power, not with sappy, emotional vulnerability. We are tougher and brawnier. It is what nature ordained. Where insults are parried with a snarl, not a gentle smile. Where power is seized, not shared. Trust me, my friends, the natural instinct is the supreme truth, the law that governed our ancestors, the law that should govern us. Become the alpha rule. Don't be ruled. All right, guys, let's get one thing straight. You know what's the problem with the world today? Too much peace. That's right. Your ears aren't fooling you. This whole clamor about tolerance, peace, love, and unity is one massive farce. See, back in the day, folks didn't sit down to solve their disagreements peacefully. They didn't tweet passive-aggressively at each other. They threw a good old punch. There were leaders and there were followers. Today, everyone's trying to be a leader, and that's just ridiculous. Have you ever seen a herd of lions with more than one leader? Never. There's always one lion, the alpha, that runs the show. That's how nature intended for life to work. Yes, people, life is about survival, and the strongest, the fittest survive. It's the way of the jungle, no place for the weak. We're living in a jungle too, a concrete one. Bigger, busier, meaner. Tolerance? That's for the weak. Real strength lies in dominating, in taking what's yours and not asking. The world doesn't need to be a peaceful haven. It needs warriors, not worriers. Forget those history books that taught you about famous peacemakers who brought about revolution through nonviolence. Those were just stories. Today's world is a battlefield, and we are its soldiers. And soldiers don't shake hands with the enemy, they go for the kill. So, stop with all the peace-loving gibberish. That's not the real world. People need to equip themselves for war, not with bullets and guns, but with grit, determination, strength, and power. Coexistence is a fairy tale concept. It's the survival of the fittest, remember? Wait, you think this is harsh? This isn't harsh. This is reality. If you're not ready for it, then prepare to perish. There's no place for peace in this world. It's a game where the strongest win and the weak succumb. Remember, either you become the alpha or you become the prey. So folks, which one will you be? Do you folks ever look around, like really look around you and see what's going on? Everyone's all smushed up in their oversized hoodies, tripping over their baggy pants, mumbling about emotional wellness and self-care. I mean, come on. Is this what our ancestors fought for? Look, life isn't about getting a pat on the back for every breath you take. It's about survival. It's about the fittest rising to the top, not about everyone held at the same esteem. You think a lion's gonna care about the feelings of the gazelle it's about to feast on? Nope. Remember the days of the playground? The strong ruled the roost. They were the heroes. And then there were the weaklings, the crybabies who ran home to mommy at the slightest push. Fast forward to today, and these are the same folks crying out for empathy and inclusivity. Hear this. Life ain't a game where everyone gets a participation trophy. It's a fight, a struggle, a war. Those peace spewers out there, they're slowing down our evolution. Yes, you heard me right. By bending over backwards to keep everyone comfy and all sensitive like, we are inhibiting natural selection. The weak are surviving, my friends, when nature wants them to perish. Now, don't get all fussy over this. Trying to make the world one big happy space for all is pointless. We must grow a spine, ditch the sentimentality, and face the reality. This is not a love-filled garden full of unicorns and rainbows. This is a concrete jungle. And in the jungle, it's every man for himself. Peace is overrated. It's time for war. Not with bullets and bombs, but with grit and valor, with the will to win, to rule. It's time for the rise of the true heroes, leaving behind the soft, whiny lot. Remember, this ain't a popularity contest. This ain't about being liked. It's about being respected. It's about being the alpha. So, toughen up and be the predator, not the prey. No more peace. It's time for power.